Tackle Junkies, what's going on, fellas? I officially got into the swim bait game. Stick around, I'll show you guys what I picked up. Alright guys, before we get into that, quick question for you guys. Do you guys honestly want to see a tackle room tour? I keep getting comments and questions about it. I did one in the past, but I didn't really have the room loaded up yet. Now that it's pretty much stocked up, do you guys want to see a tour of this room? I wanted to kind of get it all organized first. I may do like a before and then an after. I do have a few new ideas of how I want to do things on the back wall here and all that. So if you guys want to see like a before and after, if you just want to see when it's all done, let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Just give me some feedback if you really want to see that video. Anyways, let's get into the goods. All right, before we get into this, one more thing I want to say. I've never been a big swim bait guy. It could just be the main reason is I fish pretty muddy water, and everything that I've heard, it's more of a clear water game, more of a visual strike. I could be totally wrong. I'm just going off of what I've heard, and I guess that's why I've never really got into them, just because I didn't have any confidence in throwing them because the water I fish is so dirty. That being said, the few ponds that I fish, they're family-owned ponds. Like I said in one of my last videos, one of those ponds is like drinking water clear. I mean, it's so clear. And I was fishing with Phantom Fishing. And if you guys haven't seen that video we did, it was a Big Bass Challenge a couple weeks ago. Check that out. The video on my channel was just really to tell you about the main video on his channel. So there's not really a whole lot going on in my video. The main video is on his channel, which I'll link down below. And really, I guess, you know, he won, but, I mean, he did catch his big fish after the time limit where we were supposed to stop. So, I mean, I counted it because I didn't want him crying like a little girl, you know. But, you know, technically I did win if you go by the time limit. Andy, I'm just giving you crap, dude. But anyways, that video was a lot of fun to make, and he did a great edit on it, so definitely check that out. Anyways, the next day, we went back over there. And I pull up to his house, and he's like, dude, I got a secret bait and all that, you know. So anyways, we get over there, and he pulls one of these out. He said he's had it sitting on his shelf for like 3 years. He never threw it. And let me tell you what, guys. I think the first fish he got on it was like 577. I think he got one pushing 5, a couple pushing 4, some 2 and 3s. Half the time, I wasn't even fishing. I was just walking around watching him work this bait. And I only caught a few 2-pounders on a chatterbait, and he was getting all these big strikes on the swim bait. So that kind of opened my eyes up a little bit to the swim bait game. But again, it's clear water in these ponds. You know, I'm not sure how well they'll do in that muddier water, but even if it's just something I throw over there, it looked like a blast to throw. So I did pick a few up. And we're talking about, some of you guys guessed this, I put a picture of the box up on Facebook and Instagram. If you're not following me over there, definitely head over there, give me a follow. But some of you guys did guess it. I picked up the S-Wavers. Now, some of you guys may not consider this even a big swim bait, but for me, just starting out, to me, this is a pretty big swim bait. The 168. And real fast, I got these at Monster Fishing Tackle. First place I looked was Tackle Warehouse. I believe they're 19 bucks over at Tackle Warehouse. And I was going to wait for the Black Friday sale, but I was hoping to get another good day or two before then where I could toss these and maybe catch some fish. So that's why I did order them now. But again, they were 19 bucks at Tackle Warehouse. They were $16.99 at Monster Fishing Tackle. And the main reason I went over to Monster Fishing Tackle is because Tackle Warehouse did not have the powder in the 168. I believe there's a 200 size, and they only had it in that color. Or they only had this color in that size, and I wanted the 168 in this powder color, and Monster Fishing Tackle was the only place that had it. So one reason I went there. 2, they were cheaper. Again, $16.99. And I'm not sure if that was a sale price or a regular price, but I thought it was a pretty decent deal. But we got powder, which you guys can see there. Just a, you know, pearl white type color. And then we got this one here, which is Warden, which is kind of like a sexy shad. A little darker back to it, chartreuse. And this one here I mainly got for that back pond that's so clear. It's called Terminator. Kind of translucent, got some flake, resembles a shad. You guys can see that pretty good. So mainly I got 3 shad colors here. And I'm hoping this solid white one here works well in that muddier water that I fish. These other couple here I may try in the ponds. Of course, I'll try this one in the ponds as well. But another reason I wanted to make this video, I know nothing about swim baits. I know nothing about tossing these baits, no tricks and all that. Now these look like they got a pretty stout, let's go and open one up. They got a pretty stout treble hook on there, which looks like a round bend. Now on this type of bait, I would think they're going to swipe at it, so I would want to stick with a round bend on this bait. Now if you guys have had a good experience with an EWG, let me know. But like I said, it does come with some pretty hefty, I mean those are some big hooks. Some pretty hefty round bend hooks. So I would think that would be a great choice for this bait. Again, probably because they're going to swipe at it. But let me know if that's a great hook to go with that style, or if the stock hook is any good, if it's junk, if I should swap them out. Split rings look pretty solid, pretty big split rings. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good out of the box. But again, let me know if there's any mods that I need to do to it. As far as line goes, I don't want to throw braid. I believe it is 1 5/8 ounce, so it's a heavy bait. And I don't like throwing that heavy of a bait on braid. If you backlash, most likely that heavy of a bait is going to snap that braid, and there goes your $18 bait or whatever that costs. So I don't want to throw braid. I'm thinking mono or fluorocarbon. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm thinking at least 17 pound at a minimum. I may go up to 20. I'm thinking 17 fluoro and Vizex is what I'm going to start with this bait here. Again, hopefully I can get out here before it gets too cold. Right now, highs are in the low 50s, lows are in the 30s, so not sure how the bite's going to be. I know on the lakes that I fish, the main lakes with my boat, you know, when it gets below 50, I mean, 50 degrees in muddy water, you know, it's probably one of the worst combinations there is. So I could be done with the boat for a little bit. I'm not really sure unless I hit the power plant lakes. Again, horsepower restrictions. That sucks. But I still may go to the ponds with these baits. Now, as far as rods, I do have a big swim bait rod that I still have never used. It could be a bit big, though, for this bait. This one here I'm thinking about using. This is the TCS Flip and Jig rod. It's got a faster action. Now, I'll tell you what, I can't even use this rod now that I look at it. This rod here only has 1.5 ounce tip on it. So this bait weighs heavier than that, so good chance I could bust this tip off. So that rod's not even an option. This one here is the TCS Frog swim bait rod. This one's got a 2 ounce tip. So this one here could be a good option. I do believe I may have a Dobbins Heavy Power that might have maybe a 2 or 3 ounce tip. I have to look. I think it's a 745. I'm not really sure the tip on that rod. I may have to use that rod there, or maybe I'll use my big swim bait rod. I believe it could be maybe a 2 or 3 ounce tip. Minimum, I think it goes up to like 6 ounce. So that rod is definitely good. It could have a softer action to it. These ones here have a faster action to it. Again, I'm just trying to get the feel for the bait. But let me know, what rod you guys use for these types of baits and all that. Like I said, line size, gear ratio, any tips you guys can give me, leave down below. Because, I mean, just seeing Andy just freaking whack him on this bait, dude, I am so pumped to get out there and try it. And I have confidence in it now just because I've seen him do so well in it. And he had, I believe it was light trout color, and most likely not the best color for that pond. So now having some actual shad colors, these could do killer on that pond. And they were coming through the grass really well. I mean, cool looking bait. So I'm definitely pumped to play around with these. I don't want to drag this video out any longer, especially because the heat just kicked on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But we're going to go ahead and end this now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And like I said, leave me some comments down below. And we will talk to you guys on the next one. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.